Good morning. Welcome to Delta Television AM News. I am Lilibet Ugochukwu. Thank you so much for joining us. As the world marked 2026 World Autism Awareness Day, the need for parents, caregivers, and government at all levels to be more intentional in supporting and accepting individuals living with autism has again been emphasized. The wife of the state governor and founder Yomata Charity Foundation, Deaconess Tobore Oborowori, made this known during the commemoration held at the government house at Sabah. Florence Oyibodoro reports.
The event, led by Deaconess Oborowori, commenced with a solidarity awareness walk from Temple Clinic Junction through the Anwai Road to the new government house. Participants drawn from various sectors, including members of the Nigerian Nollywood, led by Miss Patience Uzoko, also known as Mama G, carried placards bearing messages such as inclusion starts with understanding, unique minds, one community, support, love, accept, as they amplified advocacy for autism inclusion. Addressing the gathering, Deaconess Oborowori reaffirmed her commitment to promoting inclusion and dignity for individuals with autism, describing them as special gifts from God. Speaking on the theme, autism and humanity, every life has value, the governor's wife stressed that individuals on the autism spectrum possessed unique strength and talent capable of enriching society. Deaconess Oborowori also dispelled misconceptions about autism, noting that it was neither a spiritual attack nor a disease, highlighting ongoing interventions by the foundation to include statewide sensitization campaigns, medical outreaches, and the distribution of educational materials and learning aids across the 3 senatorial districts. She called on individuals and corporate organizations to support the foundation's vision.
We fulfill our foundation's primary mission to give hope and create conducive environment. The awareness of autism may be low in this part of the world, but the Yomata Charity Foundation is committed to giving it a voice. I want to be voice to the voiceless.
Earlier, the Director General of the foundation, Mrs. Loretta Ogbedo, commended parents, caregivers, and partners for their dedication.
Mommy wants everybody in the whole of Delta to know that these children are included in our daily affairs, even in the school.
Goodwill messages were also delivered by stakeholders, including the Commissioner for Primary Education, Dr. Kingsley Ashubogu, caregivers, and autistic individuals, including Emanuela Agumwe, an undergraduate who shared personal experiences.
My journey is proof that love leads, even in the most challenging circumstances.
If you keep giving people to help you out, it wouldn't work. The home is the first classroom for these kids.
The highlight of the event was a presentation of learning materials to
Meanwhile, health personnel, parents, and caregivers of children with autism have called for greater inclusiveness, especially in schools and public spaces. Our reporter, Violet Monye, spoke with some parents and caregivers on the challenges they face and possible solutions. The report.
Some respondents identified lack of awareness and understanding as a major challenge, noting that misconceptions about autism often lead to stigmatization and social isolation for affected families. Others highlighted emotional and physical stress, explaining that constant care, behavioral management, and limited support systems leave many caregivers overwhelmed.
For the health caregiver, well, you have to deal with a complex condition that has it's multifactorial, causes are not really defined, treatment is not really defined too, so it's something that requires a lot of study, a lot of follow-up, management have to try out some various medications or modalities in management, so it could be challenging.
Because they cannot communicate with others, it becomes a challenge with them integrating with other children. It becomes a challenge with them integrating with the community, making friends, playing with other persons. Some of them, they have it's a spectrum, wide spectrum, those that may not be able to speak to those that could speak.
Loved and cared for, because when you understand them, you tend to know what they are going through and tend to know the things you apply to make life easier for them, especially when it comes to general ways of living and the food they eat. So when you put love into taking care of them and following the rules of what they eat and what they're not supposed to eat, in most cases, autism can be reversed.
The challenge, they don't really meet up with their classmates. The thing make us as a parents feel somehow, and we go extra mind, maybe providing extra lesson teacher for them to make them meet with their classmates. They don't even have social life. So these challenges make we the parents we don't feel happy when we see them in this condition.
Preferring solution, they called for increased government support through the provision of affordable therapy and health centers, establishment of more schools for children with special needs, inclusive education in schools, and training of caregivers in higher institutions.
Government should please, they should even go to the school to an extent, meeting to the school curriculum should know that they have people like this, so they can't read with like other children. Their scores should be a little bit lower than other people.
We need professionals. As our Nigerian universities should be open to these courses. They are not being offered. Most of these courses are not offered in Nigerian universities.
Patience is the key. When you are patient, you apply every single medical advice that I've given you, give them more of the natural meals they need, and then back it up with prayer.
They also urged communities to show empathy and acceptance while advocating support groups and policies to ease the burden on parents and caregivers. World Autism Awareness Day is a reminder to parents and caregivers to remain patient, loving and supportive while seeking early intervention and inclusive care for children on the autism spectrum. For Delta Television, I'm Violet Monye reporting.
The state government has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthen the healthcare workforce with the ongoing development of the College of Health Technology in Orode, Isoko North local government area. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Onojeme, gave the assurance during an inspection of the project site. Dr. Onojeme, who was accompanied by top government officials, said the institution would help address manpower shortages by training both medical and non-medical personnel. He noted that the college would produce middle-level healthcare professionals needed to support existing and emerging health facilities across the state. The commissioner expressed concern over the low number of qualified applicants in previous recruitment exercises, revealing that only 2 candidates applied for about 10 available radiography positions, adding that the near completion of key projects, including a radiotherapy center and a mental health facility, has further increased the demand for skilled health workers. Dr. Onojeme also said the state government is tackling brain drain by improving workers' welfare, including an annual support grant of 951,400 naira for resident doctors. He expressed optimism that the Orode Health College would soon commence academic activities and boost healthcare service delivery in Delta State. Residents of Ugbolu community in Oshimle North local government area have been advised to support their leaders and embrace unity as a pathway to sustainable development. The Special Advisor to the State Governor on Peace Building and Conflict Resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, gave the advice during a stakeholders meeting with representatives of the community at the office in Asaba. Henry Unogwa reports.
Chief Uzo said the meeting followed a petition submitted by some members of Ogbuobi quarters and other concerned stakeholders over issues surrounding the Oluiza traditional institution in the community. He explained that both parties were brought together in a joint session where they were encouraged to resolve their differences and work collectively, noting that the gains of unity far outweigh the consequences of disunity. He disclosed that the parties agreed to embrace reconciliation with one of the individuals at the center of the dispute, expressing readiness to accept outcomes in good faith, describing the matter as not a do-or-die affair. He added that stakeholders resolved to end all grievances, return to peaceful coexistence, and begin regular engagement to strengthen unity.
We met with the two groups and we were able to bring them together. We were able to tell them the need why they must work as a team, and they've accepted with us. We've also spoken to the Obi Nwokolo to accept his other brother, take him as his own, and accept his apologies so that they can be able to forge ahead. We've also advised Obi Ifejika and Obi Okonkwo on the ways to go so that the community can be one.
Chief Uzo emphasized that the state government has zero tolerance for crises, urging community leaders to promote harmony, dialogue, and cooperation among residents. He maintained that peace remained the bedrock of progress and called on the people to live in love and mutual understanding, especially during the festival period, to attract more development to Ubolu community. Earlier, the community members narrated their sides of the story, thanked the state government for prompt intervention, and promised to maintain peace.
We are very grateful, sir. We are very grateful. We didn't know that before this time, we didn't know that government could be disinvolved with people, to listen to them, to hear them, and then come at a workable resolution. I think the resolution is workable. Yes. There's nothing else we are going to do. There's nothing we are fighting for. Ubolu is one. I'm wanting to continue like that.
All I'm seeking for too in my community is peace. So there is never a time I'm happy when there is any discrepancies or quarrels in our community. So the way the special advisor has advised all of us that we should go and seek peace.
Today marks a new beginning in the life of the people of Ubolu community by bringing the three Obis together, who are the major stakeholders of the community.
We are very happy that this matter has been resolved. We thank the special advisor to the Governor of Peace and Reconciliation. The way he handled the matter, we are very good to go.
Henry Onogwa reporting.
Residents of the state have raised concerns over the rising cost of transportation and food, warning that it could affect this year's Easter celebrations. Many say the situation may limit their ability to travel and celebrate as usual. Our reporter, Henry Unogwa, spoke to a cross-section of residents. The report.
Some of the respondents said the continued rise in fuel prices has made transportation expensive and unpredictable, discouraging long-distance travel during the festive period. They described the economic situation as harsh, noting that more families now struggle to afford basic meals, making travel plans difficult or even unrealistic.
It's not funny. Things are on the high side, I have to tell you. Transport is on the high side, foodstuffs, everything is on the high side. I don't know how we are going to cope. I don't know why it's always coming around Easter period. When Christians are about to celebrate, things will begin to skyrocket. A lot of people will not travel this period. They will prefer to stay where they are to mark the thing low-key.
They know that the cost of transport now is high. The high rate of transport will make many not to travel. But to those that you can afford it, you will still travel. I think it's usual. That's how it normally be on a yearly basis.
Some civil servants lamented the rising cost of living without corresponding salary increases, highlighting that transport fares have doubled in some areas, adding to the burden of daily commuting.
It's telling on us. Price of things are getting high. For example, this morning when I was coming to work this morning, the keke that we usually take out from my street that used to be 200, they're now taking 400 naira per month. So I wonder how we will be able to cope. There should be, the solution lies in the hands of government. They should be able to provide solution or put vehicle, alternative means where we will be able to transport ourselves down to work, because that is the area that affects us and the government.
The economy is down bad. We find it hard, very hard, for people to eat just 2 square meals a day. And you are expecting to travel miles. Where would they get the money from? When they eat first, you eat before you travel.
They warn that without prompt action, many people may be forced to remain in their current locations to mark the celebration.
Following the high increase of fuel and transportation, I don't think most people will travel, because as it is now, the fuel keep increasing every day. You can travel and you don't know what comes up next. So I don't know. I don't think most people will travel.
Henry Onogwa reporting.
The state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, has felicitated with the Olu of Warri Kingdom, Ogiame Atuwase III, on the occasion of his 42nd birth anniversary. In a statement issued in Asaba by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, the governor commended the monarch for his commitment to promoting peace, unity, and economic growth in the kingdom since ascending the throne. Governor Oborewori noted that the Olu's reign has brought notable transformation, describing his conduct as admirable and his leadership as one that continues to elevate the traditional institution. He prayed for God's continued guidance, wisdom, and good health for the monarch as he sustained his leadership role and contributes to the overall development of Delta State. Governor Sheriff Oborewori has congratulated the Ororo of Olomo Kingdom, His Majesty Albert Akpomuje, on his emergence as the 54th chairman of the body of benchers. In a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, Governor Oborewori described the development as a moment of pride and honor for Delta State and its people. The governor said Deltans were delighted by the recognition accorded the revered traditional ruler and legal luminary, expressing confidence that his wealth of experience would strengthen the integrity and standards of the legal profession in the country. He wished the monarch a successful and impactful tenure, noting that the appointment reflected his distinguished career and leadership capacity. His Majesty Albert Akpomuje succeeded former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Mr. Olukayode Ariwola, as chairman of the body of benchers, the apex regulatory institution for the legal profession in Nigeria. The monarch, who is the 14th Ororo of Olomo Kingdom, was crowned on November 15, 2025. The board and management of the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, the SOPADEC, have congratulated the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emomotimi Dennis Guwo, on his 47th birth anniversary. The felicitation was conveyed in a joint statement issued in Warri and signed by the board chairman Olorogu John Nani and the managing director and chief executive officer Chief Festus Ochonogo. The commission described the Speaker as a distinguished lawmaker whose principled leadership has strengthened consistency and credibility in the State Assembly. It noted that his collaboration with the executive arm and alignment with the state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori's More agenda, have contributed to sustainable development and improved service delivery in the state. The Commission further commended his role in fiscal governance, particularly the passage of the 2026 Appropriation Bill of 1.729 trillion naira, which was increased after legislative review to address key development needs, including funding for social investment programs. The SOPADEC prayed for continued good health and wisdom for the Speaker in service to the state and nation. The federal government has declared today, April 3rd and Monday, April 6th, as public holidays to mark this year's Easter celebration. The announcement was made by the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, on behalf of the government, according to a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dr. Mandalin Ajani. Dr. Tunji Ojo congratulated Christians in Nigeria and diaspora on the occasion of Easter, urging them to imbibe the virtues of selflessness, forgiveness, forbearance, and love as exemplified by Jesus Christ. He stressed the need for tolerance and unity, noting that these values were vital for national progress. The minister reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to policies that would promote national rebirth, economic growth, and shared prosperity, adding that efforts are ongoing to improve the well-being of Nigerians and strengthen a sense of collective identity. The Nigerian Army has commenced online application for the 91 regular recruits intake RRI for non-trades and tradesmen and women. According to a statement signed by the Director of Public Communication and Functioning Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Stella Macaulay, Ministry of Information, says the application, which began on March 30, will end on May 17, while interested applicants are to register online through the official Nigerian Army recruitment portal, free of charge. The statement indicated that shortlisted candidates from Delta State would undergo physical screening at the Cenotaph Complex, High Court Road, GRA, Asaba, from June 9 to June 23, commencing at 7 a.m. daily. Applicants are required to be Nigerian citizens by birth and single, possesses a national identity number, valid birth certificate or age declaration, and meets the age requirement of 18 to 22 years for non-trades and not more than 26 years for trades applicants, as well as prescribed height and fitness standards of 1.68 meters for males and 1.65 meters for females. Applicants must possess of 4 credits including English language in not more than 2 sittings, WAEC, GCE, NECO, NAPTEP, and NBAIS for non-trade applicants, while trade applicants must possess relevant trade test or city and guild certificates in addition. The state government emphasized that all documents submitted must be genuine, warning that anyone found with false credentials will be handed over for prosecution. It added that enlistment into the Nigerian Army offers opportunities for employment, career growth, and national service, urging qualified youths in the state to take advantage of the exercise. With that ends the AM News. Thank you so much for watching. I am Lilibet Ugochukwu. Good morning.
In 2020, the World Health Organization records that about 264 million people of all ages suffered from depression, and close to 800,000 people die due to suicide every year. Now, that's a scary number to deal with. Depression cuts across both young and old. And a lot of Christians are under this oppression of the devil. But is this really how God wants us to live? However, what does the Bible say about depression? Proverbs 12:25 mentions depression. It says, "Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad."
You know, Philippians 4:6-7 also says that we should be anxious for nothing, but in all things through prayers, supplication, and with thanksgiving, we should make our request known to God. If only people will just remember, instead of being anxious, just turn it over to Him.
Turn it over to the Lord.
Our guest shares her journey through depression, especially when it feels as though God is silent in the times of darkness. Please stay with us.
When surrounded by danger, my people will not surrender to despair.
Iyanu Adebi is a multi-talented and self-motivated writer and performance poet. Her works are refreshing and compelling, and they tend towards purpose, healing, love, motivation, and hope for the individual and the community.
My people go armed to the teeth with laughter. They laugh instead of crying.
Iyanu's works reflect her innermost desire for man to be free from the limitations that hold them bound. With over 70 performances, she has reached several thousands of people with the power of words. She creates powerful media content which continues to change the lives of her audience in significant ways.
And when I say I'm coming, I'm actually going.
Today on Heart to Heart, Iyanu shares her story of dealing with depression.
What am I? I am Nigerian.
Thanks for coming on the program, Iyanu.
Thank you for
How are
having
you
me.
doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm doing really, really great. Thanks for coming. So you're a lawyer turned spoken word poet.
Yes, I am.
Why the switch? You know you'd have done well as a lawyer.
Yeah, I still do law.
Okay.
Private practice for now. But I feel like spoken word poetry is a calling for me right now. So I'm really focused on it.
So what makes it different? Yours different from every other spoken word artist?
I feel like I don't know about everybody else, but I know that it is a calling. I have heard God's voice, and it is a path to self-discovery and also a ministry. So yeah.
So earlier, you've been doing poems, you've been performing at different places, but you thought let me put something together, a body of work together, and you put Wonder together. Tell us what to expect from that whole collection.
Oh, Wonder is just like it's my first body of work, and I wanted to put out something that describes my journey so far and just like encapsulates the idea and the purpose of the reason why I am doing poetry, and it's just to preach hope and to tell people that even when you're going through dark times and even when you're going through pain, it's okay. You will get past it soon. So yeah, if you listen to Wonder, you can expect encouraging words. You can expect prayer. I use prayer and supplication even in the poetry to help people realize that they're not just, what they are going through. We are way beyond that.
So Last is one of the poems in that collection. I like it. I like other poems, but I like Last because Last is more like a Nigerian slang or a term we use in Nigeria that no matter what we're going through, at the end, we'll all be fine. And in that same collection, you have Your Name. Tell me about the poem, Your Name.
Oh, Your Name. Your Name came... I felt inspired to write Your Name because of something I went through when I was depressed. It was one of the things that God used to help me realize that there's a purpose for my life, and it helped me to want to see, even though things weren't going the way and I was ready to be done with life. I was like, okay, if my name could mean this, if all of these things happened during my birth, and caused my parents to give me this name, it was like speaking to a destiny that I hadn't seen yet. So let me just wait and see the destiny itself. So because it helped me during that period, I thought, okay, and I was inspired to write something that will help other people to see that our names are not just things that we are identified by or like we want people to call us. it goes to something deep and meaningful, and it also has spiritual implications. So in that poem, I was just trying to say that people should be careful about the names that they allow other people to call them, and also to investigate and interrogate their names, the meaning of their names, and walk in that purpose too.
Now you're making me ask, what's the meaning of Iyanu?
Iyanu means wonder.